You have probably watched the Amazing Digital Circus and seen how all the circus members act and behave. In other words, their personality. So, you definitely know the one character that never wants to participate in adventures. So quickly comment down below who the character is before I get into the theory. You probably already knew that it was Zooble. Well, have you ever noticed how Zooble often skips out on adventures in TADC? In today's video, I'll be theorizing about Zooble's absence in the adventures. I have already made a video on Zooble which explained her sadness in TADC, so go watch that one after finishing this one. In that video, I explained why she wasn't in episode 2, but in this theory video, I will cover her absence and overall past adventures that she could have skipped on or maybe even participated in, but something happened. Well, let's get into it. Firstly, let's get into Zooble's character. She has that I don't care attitude in both episodes that are currently out. But why is that? Well, there are actually so many possibilities, but I actually believe that she hasn't always been like that. We know before Pomni arrived, the circus members, including Kaufmo, went on lots of adventures. And when I say lots of adventures, I mean completing an adventure every single day. And the reason for me saying that they completed an adventure every day is simply because of what Ragatha said about the adventures keeping them from going insane.
What did any of that mean?
Oh, that's just one of Kane's little adventures. They're just something fun to do to, prevent us from going insane.
And Kane said something about today's adventure when he created Gather the Gloinks. An easy adventure for Pomni since she just arrived in the circus.
Since you're new around here, we're gonna make it a simple in-house adventure to warm you up to how things work around here. Today's adventure is... Gather the Gloinks!
So, way before Kaufmo's abstraction, I believe that Zooble actually enjoyed going on adventures with the circus members, which leads me to think that all the circus members actually have a very good bond together. But why do I believe this? Well, think about it. They've been trapped in the circus for years with no connection to the outside world, so they definitely spoke with each other to get the time going. But you could say that some of the circus members, such as Zooble, probably stayed in her room all day long due to them not wanting to socialize, but I don't think a person stays in their room for eternity. So at some point, they will go out and slowly interact with those who are inside the circus with them. But another reason is also because of the adventures. I did say before that they go on an adventure every single day, since Kane prepares an adventure for them to complete every single day. So being mute the whole adventure that they're doing probably would be a bit hard, because what if something happens or someone does something wrong? Then staying mute wouldn't really help them complete the adventure fast. So throughout the entirety of Zooble's stay, I believe that her bond with the circus members have grown so strong that they just enjoy their time together just like a family does. Now, you might be asking about Jax's behavior, but if you look at the circus members from a family perspective, they pretty much just looks like a big family. Of course, you got the oldest, which takes care of them, the middle ones that just follows, and of course Jax, the youngest, the troublemaker. So seeing it from this perspective, Jax is just the brat and annoying family member. So naturally, Zooble would be the super easily annoyed big sister. So yeah, throughout the entirety of their stay, I believe that they have been building their bond together every single day, which some of their characteristics might just be enhanced. But what do I mean by enhanced? Well, the circus is pretty much a cartoon show with limits beyond reality, so that leads to them not really caring about what would happen in the real world, but just in the game. So that might explain Jax's character. He could have been a good person in his past life, but now the circus just enhanced his characteristics. We don't really know if Jax even came into the circus at that mature phase, because he stated that he's been in the circus for years.
How do I, leave?
Well, don't freak out about it or anything, but, we don't exactly...
You can't.
What?
Shut up, Jax. But, yeah, he's right. Welcome to your new home. And your new body.
A new home? What do you mean?
Guys, don't be mean.
We've been stuck here for years. Old Kinger over there's supposedly been here the longest.
So he probably just got into the circus when he was a teenager. Which leads me to Zooble. because we know that Zooble is near the same age as Jax, but is a bit older. Since I theorized from their age, both being 22, I think they arrived at the same time or really close to each other. So both being transported into the circus at their teenage phase means that they haven't really matured enough. So the circus just really enhanced their personalities from their teenage phase. But enough with their personalities. Let's get into what could have potentially happened in the adventure that made Zooble hate going on current adventures. Since I assume that most of you already watched episode 2, we can all see that the adventures are quite dangerous. I mean, just take a look at what happened to Pomni. Now, I know she wasn't about to die, but I definitely believe that the adventures in their time before Pomni were way more dangerous than they are now. So with that possibility, I definitely think that Zooble might suffer from PTSD, which the specific adventure could have caused. The adventure that I'm referring to is something that I will get into now. I don't really have a time estimate since we don't have that much information at all on TADC, but I will take a very wild guess and say that the specific adventure that could have caused Zooble to get PTSD was maybe from a couple years ago, and I'm talking about 3 to 5 years ago. The adventure probably started out as any other casual adventure that we have seen. The circus members get in front of the scene, watches what Kane has prepared for the day, in other words, the adventure that he has created. They get shoved right through the portal into the adventure, and that is when it all starts. So, as we have seen in episode 2, when all the circus members apart from Zooble got shoved into the portal, they got transported into the Candy Canyon Kingdom and arrived in style with that carrier being towed by a gummy elephant. After arriving, they got introductions and a quest to complete, but this time it was a different and way harder quest than all of the previous adventures that they had. But this didn't stop the circus members, specifically Zooble, because I honestly think that they got way more excited than scared because they knew that they were not limited by the human limitations that they could have faced in the real world. So naturally, they moved out, spoke with each other on the way to completing the quest, and suddenly everything went a bit too fast. As I theorized, the adventure was way harder than beforehand, which means that they couldn't have slacked like they usually would, because now there are even more enemies and potentially even traps set. So they got jumped, but of course fought whatever was in their sight and presumably won. But when they moved to the final boss of the adventure, something seemed off. As I've said in my previous theories, I believe that AI constantly improves, just like how AI in the Candy Canyon Kingdom was 57 times better than the previous AI.
I'm testing out a new AI in this one. It should be 57 times more immersive.
Ooh, a new AI.
So this one boss didn't think like the usual NPC and actually tricked the circus members, which led them to be very badly injured. Now, they probably don't feel as much pain, but they must have been going through a lot. And I somehow think that one of the past circus members, in other words, the abstracted characters that we see on the dorm room hall, could have actually had a really bad injury. And their injury that I'm referring to is potentially that they have gotten their head cut off, which led to the person abstracting. Yes, abstracting in the adventure, which could potentially explain why Zooble has that attitude in TADC, and also why she doesn't want to join any adventures anymore because of that traumatic experience that she had. But those were just my theories. Let me know down below what you think about them, comment your own theories, or if you want me to cover something in TADC. Thanks for watching, subscribe and click on this video here.